Well, hello guys, and welcome to my first ever unboxing and presentation of one of my diecast models. As you can see, it's a 1999 Ford Crown Victoria, which I have chosen. This has been in my collection for a very long time, and it's one of those which I bought, which was one of my very first models that I bought. Okay, so as we can see, this is a Ford 1999 Ford Crown Victoria collection taxi. It's made by Welly, and it's got the pull back and go action. That's what the side of the box looks like. And like I said, this is one of the very first models which I bought many years ago, hence why the box is a little bit worn and tatty. Okay, so that's the back, and there's a lot of information here. 1/38 scale, die cast metal and plastic, pull back and go action, doors to open. Not suitable for children under 3 years due to small components, made in China, and it tells you in here official licensed product. So okay guys, before I unbox this one, just to point out, I've also done a review of this without any speaking. If you fancy watching that one, then the link is in the description below also. Okay, so let's open from this side. So it's packaged in a plastic sleeve. It just sits in there like that. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit here. Now obviously those of you who are living in the USA will probably be very familiar with this vehicle, because it's one of those cars that you see on the road in New York all the time. You'll see many of these. It's a great icon of New York. Let's just zoom in a little bit here. There we are. The first thing you notice is the bright, shiny paintwork. It appears just like the original, and it's of very good quality. Nice, consistent all the way around. Okay, so starting at the front, we can see here, just there, it's got the Ford logo on the black grille. And the headlights are quite detailed as well, with the orange flasher on the side. It appears to me that these could be xenon headlights. The way they've been styled, that's what they appear to be. And then the front bumper has got the black insert going from side to side. and then at the bottom, as you can see, there appears to be some sort of air intake or air dam, as you might call it. I'm not sure whether on the real car these are open or whether these are blanked up, just like this one. They could be open on the actual car or they could be blanked up. But given that this car is quite a small model, there's only so much detail that it can carry, and hence those dams are blocked up. Okay, the front doors are opening. I'll open those later on in the video, but now as we can see the detail on the side, we've got the black door trim which runs across both doors, and the handles have been highlighted black. And then on the front door we've got information about taxi fare. $200 initial charge and $30 per half hour. And then I can't make out what it says below that. And then on the rear door you got New York taxi 3Y68. Presumably that's the taxi number, and I assume every taxi has a different number in New York. And then going back to the front door, we've got the wing mirror just there. It's die-cast part of the door. It would have been nice to have a bit more detail, like a foil sticker or something, just to annotate that it's a mirror. Although we know it's a mirror, but I think a little more detail would have been nice, and it's definitely possible. I mean, if they can get these on there, these small letterings and numbers on there, surely they could have put a little sticker on there also, but they haven't done that. And then moving towards the back wing, we call it, or fender, you've got the petrol cap detail there. And then also on the rear bumper we've got the same black trim which runs all the way around. Okay, so now we're looking at the trunk. We've also got the Ford logo on the back as well. You've got the license plate. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the license plate on the front. Oh, it doesn't have a license plate on the front. Normally cars do have a license plate, but this one doesn't appear to have one, which is quite bizarre, because vehicles normally have a license plate on the front and on the rear. So you've got the license plate there. I assume these two are reverse lights. And then you've got the normal tail lights on the two corners there. Now if you're very eagle-eyed, you will be able to make out in very small lettering there, it says Crown Victoria. I wonder if these two bits here have any role or any significant purpose on the actual vehicle. Now if you actually live in New York and you've seen these and you travel in them, then maybe you'll be able to tell us if these are actually just plastic bits on there, or do they actually serve a purpose. Also on here you'll notice a small mark, a round mark, and I'm pretty sure that would be the keyhole for the boot or trunk. And then moving down, we've got twin exhaust pipes. In fact, I think the rear of this vehicle is more detailed than the front. Okay, so moving around, the two doors are identical. To the other ones. You've got the same taxi number detail, and then you've got the taxi fare detail on the front door. Okay, I'm going to look at the roof now. And this one has clearly got the roof sign, and it clearly is illuminated because it's got the orange bits on each side there, and it's got the taxi number again, and then the off-duty sign. So I presume that when the driver's not working, these signs are lit to convey the message that the taxi is out of service. And it appears that that sign is only read from the back, unless the stickers have fallen off from the front. Okay, so let's just have a try of these doors. They're open quite wide, and one thing you noticed is that it would appear that when they've actually painted this vehicle, that they've done it with the doors closed, because there is no paint on the front edge all the way down here and on the bottom, and I think that could have been improved. And then if you look where the door shut meets the actual car chassis, there's no paint over here as well, all the way down. I'm not happy about that. I think they could have done a better job. I mean, all they had to do was open the doors whilst they were spraying it, and then those parts would not been like that, and they would have been covered, and you would have had consistent paint on the outside and where the doors meet the frame. I wonder if it's like that on the other side. Let's have a look. Yes, we have the same problem here as well. There's no paint on this part, there's no paint on the bottom of the door, or where it meets the car body there. There's no paint there either. I think that sort of detail, it spoils the model really. And then if you look on the inside of the door, we can see some detail there as well. We've got the door pull on towards the bottom. One second. Towards the bottom, that could possibly be a door pocket where you can store different stuff. There's a round bit here which could be the speaker, and then these bits here, it could be the window winder, meaning that this car came with manual windows, and that's where you would wind the window down. And the same detail is carried on the other door as well. Okay, so we're going to have a look on the inside now. So as we can see, this is a grey interior. This would be interior which would be well used. Lots of hours would be spent in here by the driver, and of course the rear seats would have been used a lot as well. So we can see clearly the steering wheel detail. There's some sort of small, oh, it's out of zoom, sorry, some sort of small buttons just there, and then you've got the center console which can be clearly seen. It's a very flattish seat. I suppose they might be comfortable, but it doesn't offer much side support. You can also see the pedals. So there's 3 pedals as far as I can see, meaning this car would have been a manual. Just turn this round and look from the other side. Okay, so this side you've got the glove box, glove compartment there. That bit there looks like the heater vents, air vents. Passenger seat, again very flattish, not much side support. There appears to be some sort of console there in the middle, compartments, storage compartments. And one thing I'm surprised about is if you look in the back, there appears to be two trunks in the back. I mean, you wouldn't normally store trunks in the back like that, would you? They would be in the boot. And why they've made the model like that, I'm not 100% sure, but that's how they've made it. It's a bit bizarre, I find that a bit bizarre. Looking through the back window, we can see there's 2, I would think these are speaker grills, and then you've got a 3rd high level brake light there. Although there's no red colour or anything to indicate it's a brake light, but given the position, I would assume that's what it is. And then if we look through the windscreen here, we can clearly see the rear view mirror, which is part of the windscreen. The windscreen has a black trim around it. And then what I really like about is this detail here where they've stuck a fare meter on the dash. I think that's a good detail there. There you go, you can see it clearly there. And then along here, on the dash, you can see this line here, which I assume is also the air circulation vent. That's where the air would come out to defrost the front windscreen. So there is some good details, and clearly there is some improvements that could have been made when making this model. The wheels, I'm going to hazard a guess here, and I think they will probably be a 16-inch tyres with the polished chrome centre discs. Same as the back as well. Shall we just give that pull and go action a try? Okay, let's have a look on the underside. So on the underside we do get some detail of the suspension components. I assume that's the bottom of the radiator there. So you've got the wishbones there, and then other suspension components. This could be part of the gearbox. You've got the catalyst converters here, and then you've got the exhaust pipes running there, which run into there. And then towards the back you've got the exhaust pipes which exit here and here. And this could possibly be the fuel tank. So there you have it, guys. We hope you enjoyed that review. If you did, please give the video a like, share it with your family and friends, and consider subscribing to the channel. And I'll see you very shortly on the next one.